Hi guys, Samurai here, back in with another video. And today I'm here to do a sequel to one of my most popular videos of this year, What If Red Was in the Pokemon anime? This is a sequel to that video where Red goes to Johto. As I said in the last video, Red, Ash, and Gary all go to Johto, and a lot of you guys wanted to see a sequel to that. That's what this video is all about. So without any further ado, let's get started. So to start off, Ash and Red would meet again, probably in a one-off filler episode. Luckily, Johto is a poorly paced mess of a series, so we can basically place Red's meeting with Ash anywhere, and it wouldn't affect the overall canon of the show. So let's just place him right in between Ash's third gym battle to second gym battle. By this time, Ash would have had all the Johto starters on his team, and most of his team would have been filled up and permanent at this point, so it fits. This meeting would be pretty similar to the one they had in Kanto, where Red is a hungry trainer who can't cook for his life and smells some lunch made by Brock. They would naturally meet up again, and it would be kind of like a reunion of sorts. Ash would talk to Red about how he's doing, maybe they would have a battle, but Red will introduce his new team. Now his team at this point wouldn't be fully evolved, but we will share the fully evolved team just because it's simpler on me. So Red's team will be Feraligatr, Yanma, Tyranitar, Raichu from his original team, Espeon, and Houndoom. This is a team that's very uniquely Johto based, not to mention Red had an Espeon in the games, so I feel like it fits here. So Ash and Red will probably have a battle. This would probably be a simple 1v1 battle. I would like to say it would be between Power and Cyndaquil. This would be a pretty minor battle, not too intense, pretty mild, but both trainers would still gain some experience. Ash wouldn't probably meet Red again until around after his battle with Jasmine. Around the time that Ash would be making his way onto Blackthorn City, this is where he would meet Red again, and they would have a 3-on-3 battle this time. This battle being between Feraligatr, Yanma, and a fully evolved Tyranitar this time. Ash would use his Pokemon like Totodile, Noctowl, and Cyndaquil. Red wins this battle, however Ash is able to put up more of a fight than he ever has against Red. Totodile is actually trying to put up a fight against Feraligatr, its evolved form, and was putting up a pretty decent struggle against it, however Red wins this battle. Red tells Ash that he's looking forward to facing him in the Silver League and wants to face Ash's full power there. He encourages Ash to use his Charizard, thinking that Ash would have had full control of it by now, and wants to face it at full power. Red said he is also heading to Blackthorn City, but it's more for training, as he's going to be training with the Elite Four member and G-Man Lance, rather than getting his 8th gym badge, as he already has that by now. So after the whole Blackthorn kind of mini arc that the anime had with Charizard and Dragonite going berserk, Ash and Claire have their battle. Red is actually watching, and Ash gets his 8th gym badge, however Red leaves earlier in order to prepare for the league. Now around an episode before the league, as we know, this is where we get introduced to Harrison. Harrison is still introduced here, however this time is around Harrison and Red having a training battle. Red sends out his Feraligatr, and in response to this, Harrison sends out his typical Hoenn Pokemon that we will see him with, Blaziken. This being a Pokemon neither Red or Ash have seen from the Hoenn region, Red is extremely excited to fight him. It's an intense battle right from the start, and this is only just a training match. Ash gets really excited to watch this and is really in awe of Red's strength. Red clearly displays his expertise and knows his Pokemon well, however he doesn't know Blaziken well enough to predict a strategy. Blaziken actually ends up tying with Feraligatr, but this was a training battle and they weren't using their full power here, and that's important to note. Now we can skip to where the league actually starts. So Ash's journey in the league goes about the same for the preliminaries. The same goes for Gary, along with Harrison and Red. They're all placed in different brackets so they don't face each other till later, until we get to the Ash vs Gary battle. Now Gary has a bit more pressure here, as Gary knows that if he beats Ash, he's most likely going to face Red in the next match. Gary already lost to Red in the Glow Plateau, so it would be even worse to lose to Red or Ash here in a bigger stage in the Silver Conference, so Gary goes twice as hard as he did. Ash is still able to pull with a win with Charizard, however it's a much difficult and harder win. Ash does manage to beat Gary, however his next opponent is Red. Ash is extremely excited to face Red along with the rest of his Pokemon. Ash decides to do some last minute training as they get a break day to train along with rest up with their Pokemon. Red is doing the exact same, and they're doing similar things. They're both letting all their Pokemon out of their Pokeballs, giving their Pokemon a chance to recharge, refuel their batteries, and getting them amped. Red is ecstatic to face Ash and his Charizard. Ash decided to go with a less powerful team than he did. Not less powerful in terms of their feats, but less powerful in terms of the Pokemon themselves. Ash goes into this battle with a team comprising of Pikachu, Totodile, Heracross, Charizard, Snorlax, and Phanpy. While this team isn't as strong as the team he faced with Gary, this team does have a lot of hard counter to Red's team. Red goes in with his team that he started the series off with, this being Pikachu, Feraligatr, Yanma, Espeon, Tyranitar, and Houndoom. The battle is explosive. Houndoom and Phanpy clash first, and Phanpy is able to use its rollout tactics in order to outsmart Houndoom. However, Houndoom is not easy to take down, but it ends up in a draw. Tyranitar and Charizard are next. Charizard is able to do some massive damage against Tyranitar, but Ash decides to go with Heracross next as its fighting type moves may have more of an effect. It actually ends up having more of an effect after all, using its fighting type moves like Brick Break and Focus Blast in order to get Ash to win. However, Red returns the favor by sending a Raichu, instantly knocking out Heracross with a well-placed Thunder. He switches out for Feraligatr on Red's side, and Ash switches out for Totodile. Totodile and Feraligatr have a good clash, however Totodile is just outmatched in this case, competing with the larger and more bulkier Feraligatr. Ash sends out Charizard again, and Charizard and Feraligatr clash, this being the first time we see abilities introduced, this being a gimmick of Gen 3, well not really a gimmick, this being something introduced in Gen 3, so I figured that we could put it in here. Charizard activates Blaze, and Feraligatr activates Torrent. Both supercharge their move. Feraligatr goes for a Hydro Pump and Ash's Pokemon go for a Flamethrower, and the moves end up clashing, an explosion happens, and it ends up in a draw for the two Pokemon that they thought was going to win this game for them. Red sends out Espeon, followed by Ash sending out Pikachu again. Now Pikachu is kind of worn out, however it's able to get a win against Espeon. Ash, knowing that Pikachu is a bit tired, switches out for Snorlax. This might be a big problem for Red, however Red has Yanma. And Yanma's actually able to miraculously knock out Snorlax. However, Ash brings out his last Pokemon, Pikachu again, and it knocks out Yanma instantly. Raichu is Red's final Pokemon, and his Pikachu gets his Raichu, a clash for all time. This being a really quick and speedy battle, with both Pokemon using Quick Attack, Focus Punch, not Iron Tail at this point in time because Iron Tail wasn't a move. However, the battle is kinetic, electrifying, and pretty intense. However, it ends with Red as the victor. Red goes on to face Harrison in the finals and ends up losing due to not having enough information on Blaziken as a Pokemon. Not to mention he didn't bring Feraligatr because he thought Feraligatr was tired and needed a break. It's not good character writing, but it makes the most sense on why he wouldn't do that thing. And that's the end of the video. This is the end of Red Part 2. It was shorter than the other video, but that's because there's not a lot of stuff to cover in Johto. And in the last video, I had to cover Red's origin. Hopefully in the third part, where we talk about the Battle Frontier and parts of Sinnoh, I can do more in the video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and Samurai out.